The Galactic Council sat in a grand chamber filled with alien leaders from different worlds. The room buzzed with chatter, but suddenly a loud alarm interrupted the discussion. Red lights flashed, and a screen on the wall lit up with an urgent message. "Attention! A human fleet has appeared near the outer planets!" shouted a worried council member. The room fell silent, and all eyes turned to the screen. It showed a fleet of ships, sleek and shining, moving swiftly through space. "What do we do? We thought the humans were still weak," exclaimed a tall alien with blue skin. He looked scared. "They should not be able to fight us!" Another member, a green creature with big eyes, spoke up. "We have underestimated them. We thought they were just a primitive species, but they have surprised us. They are strong and clever." The council members began to argue. Some shouted that they should prepare for battle. Others suggested they try to communicate first. The tension in the room grew thicker. A wise-looking elder with silver hair raised a hand to calm the crowd. "We must not act in haste. Let us remember that humans have faced many dangers on their world. They are survivors. We need to understand their motives." "Understand?" scoffed a young council member with sharp teeth. "They are humans! They fight and destroy everything in their path. They will attack us if we give them a chance." "Not necessarily," the elder replied calmly. "Perhaps they come in peace. We should send a message to them and ask for their intentions." Just then, a hologram appeared in the center of the chamber, showing the human fleet's leader. He was a strong man with a determined look on his face. "We are not your enemies," he said. "We have come to discuss our future in this galaxy." Gasps filled the chamber. "They dare to speak to us like that?" someone whispered in shock. "Send a response," shouted the young council member. "We must show them we will not back down." The elder sighed. "We should listen first. If they are indeed ready to talk, we must be wise in our approach." After a heated debate, the council finally agreed to send a message to the humans. They would offer a meeting to discuss peace. The atmosphere shifted slightly as everyone realized the seriousness of their choice. Meanwhile, the human fleet prepared for their meeting. On board their flagship, Captain Davis looked at his crew with pride. "We have worked hard to get here. We have trained and fought together. Now we must show them that we are not to be underestimated." His crew nodded, feeling a mix of excitement and fear. They had learned a lot about the galaxy, and they knew that many alien species viewed them as threats. "What if they don't want peace?" one crew member asked nervously. Captain Davis smiled. "We are strong and smart. If they want to fight, we will be ready. But let's give peace a chance first. We are humans, and we have survived against all odds." As the human fleet moved closer to the council's space, the tension was palpable. Council members paced around the chamber, unable to sit still. The elders exchanged worried glances, knowing that this meeting could change everything. "Prepare the envoy ship," ordered a council leader. "We must show strength, but also a willingness to talk." As the envoy ship launched towards the human fleet, the council members held their breath. This was a crucial moment. The fate of their worlds could depend on how they handled the humans. Would the humans be allies, or would they turn into the greatest threat the council had ever faced? Only time would tell. As the envoy ship approached the human fleet, the crew prepared for the meeting. Captain Davis stood at the command center, looking out at the vast expanse of space. The human ships were lined up in perfect formation, their hulls glistening under the distant stars. They were not just any ships, they were symbols of human strength and ingenuity. "Captain, our sensors show that the Council's envoy ship is nearing," reported a crew member named Sarah. She was a young officer, but her skills were impressive. "They seem to be taking every precaution." "Good," Captain Davis replied, a confident smile on his face. "We should do the same. Let's show them we are not just warriors, but also smart thinkers." In the control room, the crew activated their advanced systems. The humans had learned much from their harsh life on Earth. They faced danger every day and had to find clever ways to survive. Now they were ready to use that knowledge in the galaxy. "Remember the lessons we learned during our training," Captain Davis said to his team. "We need to think outside the box. Let's be prepared for anything." As the envoy ship docked, the crew gathered around the holographic table. They reviewed their strategies carefully. "We need to show them our strengths, but we must also be careful not to provoke them," Sarah suggested. "Exactly," said Davis. "We want to communicate our desire for peace while making it clear that we can defend ourselves if necessary. Let's use their own tactics against them. They might not expect us to think this way." Meanwhile, the Galactic Council watched the human fleet with growing interest. The blue-skinned alien from earlier spoke up. They are not just strong, they are smart too. Look how they are organizing their ships. They have learned to use the resources of their harsh world. Another council member nodded. We must approach them carefully. They could have hidden weapons or clever tricks we do not yet understand. As the humans prepared for the meeting, Captain Davis reminded his team, we must be respectful but firm. We are not here to fight, but we won't back down if they challenge us. The doors to the meeting room opened, and the council members entered. They looked different from humans, tall, short, thin, and round, but all shared an air of authority. Captain Davis stood up straight, showing confidence. Welcome, representatives of the Galactic Council. We are grateful for the chance to speak. The council members looked at the humans, surprised by their confidence. We did not expect you to arrive with such strong presence, said the elder with silver hair. What do you want from us? Davis took a deep breath and replied, we seek peace and cooperation. We believe that together we can achieve great things. However, we must also protect our people. Earth has faced many dangers, and we have learned to be ready for anything. The council members exchanged glances. The elder spoke again. We have seen your strength. But we wonder, can you be trusted? Your world is known as a death world, filled with dangers. What guarantees can you give us? Captain Davis smiled. We are survivors. Our history is full of challenges, but we have always found a way to adapt and overcome. Trust takes time, but we are here to build that trust. We have no desire for war unless forced into it. One of the younger council members, the one with sharp teeth, raised an eyebrow. And if we refuse to cooperate, Davis replied calmly, then we will have to protect ourselves. But let us not go down that path. We want to share our knowledge and learn from you. Together we can make this galaxy a better place. The council members listened intently. They were beginning to see the humans not just as a threat but as potential allies. The meeting continued, filled with discussions about technology, resources, and the future of their worlds. As the conversation unfolded, it became clear that the humans' smartness was their greatest weapon. They were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, not just with strength, but with clever thinking and a desire for peace. In the grand chamber of the Galactic Council, the air was thick with tension. The council members had just heard the humans' proposal for peace, but their opinions were divided. Some believed the humans were a threat, while others thought they could be valuable allies. The elder with silver hair stood at the center of the room, trying to maintain order. We must come to a decision, he said, his voice calm but firm. We have heard the humans' words. They wish for peace, but can we trust them? A tall alien with green skin and sharp features stepped forward. I say we cannot. Humans are known for their violence and destruction. They might just be pretending to want peace to catch us off guard. We should prepare for war! Several council members nodded in agreement, their eyes narrowing in suspicion. Exactly, a small fluffy alien added. They are from a death world. They thrive in chaos. We should not lower our guard. However, another council member, a wise creature with 3 eyes, raised a hand. But what if we miss an opportunity? The humans have shown intelligence and resourcefulness. We cannot forget how they have survived on their planet against all odds. The room buzzed with arguments. Some members wanted to explore a peaceful path, while others were ready for confrontation. The silver-haired elder sighed, knowing that they were at a crossroads. Let us consider the risks and rewards, he suggested. If we choose to attack, we could lose valuable resources and lives. But if we choose peace, we may gain new allies and technology. The young council member with sharp teeth looked skeptical. But what if their peace is a trick? We cannot afford to be naive. We must be strong. That is how we survive in this galaxy. A different member, an alien with deep blue skin, spoke up. Strength is not just about fighting. Sometimes, the strongest choice is to reach out and build connections. The humans have faced great challenges. They understand hardship and can teach us about resilience. As the debate continued, it was clear that fear was driving many of their thoughts. They remembered past encounters with other species that had ended in chaos and destruction. Trust was a fragile thing, especially in the unpredictable galaxy they inhabited. The elder tried to steer the conversation back to a more balanced view. We must make a decision that reflects both caution and hope. We can send a smaller envoy to meet with the humans again. Let us gather more information before we act. The council members exchanged glances. Some seemed to agree, while others still wore expressions of doubt. Finally, one of the older members, known for her wisdom, spoke. I believe the elder is right. We should not rush into war based on fear alone. Let us observe the humans closely and learn more about their true intentions. A murmur of agreement swept through the chamber, but the tension remained. The sharp-toothed council member crossed his arms, still unconvinced. Very well, but if they show any sign of aggression, we must be ready to act swiftly. With that, the council began to outline their plans. They would send a small team to meet with the humans again, hoping to learn more about them. The elder reminded everyone, this is our chance to discover if the humans truly seek peace or if they are hiding something. As the meeting concluded, council members filed out of the chamber, each lost in their thoughts. The fate of their worlds hung in the balance. Would they choose to embrace the humans as allies, or would they prepare for war? In the corridors, the green-skinned council member grumbled to a colleague, I still don't trust them. We should have prepared for battle instead. The colleague sighed. We need to be smart about this. If we let fear guide us, we might miss an important opportunity. Let's wait and see what the envoy learns. Outside, the stars twinkled in the vastness of space, holding secrets of their own. The council's choice would determine the future of their galaxy. As they walked away from the chamber, uncertainty loomed over their heads, a reminder that in the galaxy, nothing was ever certain. After the council meeting, Captain Davis and his crew on the human ship Endeavor gathered in the control room. They had received mixed signals from the Galactic Council, and now it was time to send a clear message. Davis stood at the center, determination shining in his eyes. Everyone, we need to show the Council that we are serious about peace, he began, addressing his crew. But we must also make it clear that we will defend ourselves if necessary. Let's send them a message that they cannot ignore. Sarah, the young officer with quick thinking, spoke up. Captain, what if we create a display of our technology? Something that shows our strength without being threatening. We can show them we are not just fighters but also builders. Davis nodded, appreciating her idea. That's a great plan. Let's prepare a demonstration of our ship's capabilities. We will show them our energy shields and how quickly we can mobilize our fleet. It will be a show of strength but also of control. The crew got to work, excitement buzzing in the air. They started programming the ship's systems to prepare for the demonstration. Meanwhile, the Galactic Council waited for a response from the humans, curious and cautious. As the Endeavor moved into a designated area in space, the crew initiated the display. The ship glowed with energy, its powerful engines humming in response. Captain Davis stood at the command console, his heart racing. Let's begin, he shouted. The ship activated its energy shields, creating a beautiful blue dome around it. The Council's ships watched from a distance, their sensors recording every moment. Now let's show them our speed, Davis instructed. The Endeavor darted forward, leaving a trail of light behind it. It moved swiftly in a series of sharp turns and spins, demonstrating its agility in space. The Council members, observing from their ships, were taken aback. Incredible. Look how fast they can move, one member said, his eyes wide with amazement. Another Council member frowned. But they are showing off. Can we trust them to use such power wisely? Meanwhile, on the Endeavor, the crew felt a surge of pride. They knew they were showing their best side, and they hoped it would be enough. Let's conclude the demonstration with a message, Captain Davis said, feeling the weight of the moment. He turned to the communications officer. Send a message to the Council. Let them know we are here to share knowledge, not just weapons. The officer nodded and began to transmit. This is Captain Davis of the Endeavor. To the Galactic Council, we come in peace. Our strength is not only in our power, but in our willingness to learn and cooperate. We wish to build a future together. As the message echoed through space, the council members listened carefully. The elder with silver hair raised an eyebrow, intrigued by the human's approach. They seem to want to connect, not just conquer, he remarked. Another council member, still wary, replied, But can we truly believe them? They have the power to destroy as easily as they can build. Perhaps that is the point, the elder countered. They know their strength, yet they are choosing to extend a hand. We must consider this carefully. Back on the Endeavor, the crew awaited a response. Davis felt a mix of hope and anxiety. We've done all we can, he said. Now we wait for their answer. Hours passed, and finally, a message from the council appeared on the screen. Humans of Earth, the elder's voice resonated. We acknowledge your demonstration and your words. We are curious to learn more about your kind and your planet. However, we are not without caution. Davis felt a spark of optimism. "They are open to dialogue," he said, sharing a smile with his crew. "This is our chance to build something great." The crew cheered, knowing that this was just the beginning. They were ready to show the galaxy that humanity was not just about war and survival. They were builders, thinkers, and allies. The stars twinkled around them, filled with possibilities for their future. As they prepared for the next steps, the crew felt the weight of responsibility. They were not just representing Earth, they were paving the way for a new era in the galaxy. As the Endeavour floated in the vastness of space, Captain Davis sat in his command chair, deep in thought. The recent communication with the Galactic Council had opened doors for humanity, but it also stirred questions. What did the Council really think of them, and what secrets might they be hiding? Meanwhile, Sarah, the young officer, worked diligently at her console. She noticed a strange signal coming from a nearby planet. "Captain, I'm picking up something unusual on our sensors," she reported, her brow furrowing with concern. "It looks like a strong energy source, but it's not registering on any known frequency." Davis leaned closer to her screen. "Can you pinpoint its location?" he asked, intrigued. "Yes, it's coming from the surface of the planet called Xylon 7, Sarah replied. "But there's something odd about it. It's almost as if someone is trying to hide it." Davis felt a thrill of excitement. "Let's investigate. Set a course for Xylon 7. We need to know what this energy source is." The crew sprang into action, preparing the ship for a new mission. As they approached the planet, a beautiful world with vibrant colors came into view. However, it also looked abandoned. Large, empty cities stood in ruins, and strange structures dotted the landscape. "It looks like this place once had life," Davis said, his voice laced with curiosity. The Endeavour descended toward the surface, and the crew donned their spacesuits. Davis led the way, and they stepped onto the planet's surface, their boots crunching on the dusty ground. "Stay alert," he cautioned. "We don't know what we might find here." As they ventured deeper into the ruins, they followed the strange energy signal. The landscape was filled with remnants of advanced technology, but everything was silent. Suddenly, Sarah stopped, her eyes wide. "Look at this!" she exclaimed, pointing to a large building covered in vines. The team approached, and they noticed strange symbols etched into the walls. "These look like a mix of ancient writing and modern technology," Sarah said, studying them closely. "I think this building is important." Davis nodded, feeling the weight of discovery. "Let's see what's inside." The team carefully opened the door, which creaked ominously. Inside, they found a dark room filled with glowing machines. In the center was a large control panel humming with energy. "This must be the source of the signal," Sarah said, her eyes lighting up. Davis stepped forward, pressing a few buttons on the panel. The machines whirred to life, illuminating the room. Suddenly, a holographic image appeared, showing a map of the galaxy. "This technology is advanced," Davis said, amazed. "But why was it hidden here?" The hologram displayed various points in the galaxy, some marked with red flags. "These locations," Sarah whispered, "they correspond to planets with major resources and advanced technology." Davis felt a chill run down his spine. "Are they planning to control these planets?" he asked, realizing the implications. Just then, a voice echoed through the room. "You should not be here." The crew turned to see a tall figure cloaked in shadows. It was an alien with piercing eyes, looking down at them with a mix of curiosity and anger. "Who are you?" Davis demanded, stepping forward. "I am the keeper of this place," the alien replied. "You have uncovered a big secret. This technology was meant to protect the galaxy, not to control it. We have hidden it from those who would misuse it." The crew exchanged glances, unsure of what to believe. "Then why not share it with the Council?" Sarah asked. "They could help protect it." The alien shook its head. "The Council has their own secrets. They do not see the danger that lies ahead. You humans must be careful. The galaxy is full of threats, and not everyone is as they seem." Davis felt a weight settle on his shoulders. "We have to warn the Council," he said. "But first, we need to learn everything we can about this technology." As they began to explore further, Davis realized they had stumbled onto something far bigger than they had ever imagined. The secrets of the galaxy were waiting to be uncovered, and humanity might just hold the key. The crew worked together, determined to learn more. They had come seeking peace, but now they found themselves in the middle of a mystery that could change everything. The Endeavour hovered above the ruins of Xylon 7, its crew buzzing with excitement and anxiety. Captain Davis stood at the control panel, a mix of determination and concern on his face. The secrets they had uncovered were enormous, and now they needed to decide their next move. "Are we sure we want to go deeper into this?" Sarah asked, her voice steady but her hands trembling slightly. "What if the council finds out? They might see us as a threat." Davis nodded, understanding her fear. "I know it's risky, but we can't turn back now. We need to learn what this technology can do. It could protect Earth, or be a powerful weapon if it falls into the wrong hands." As the crew prepared to explore more, tension filled the air. They entered a large chamber filled with machines that pulsed with energy. The light flickered, casting eerie shadows on the walls. The atmosphere was thick with unease, and everyone could feel it. "Stay together," Davis instructed as they moved further into the chamber. The hum of the machines was almost deafening, and the crew's footsteps echoed in the silence. Sarah examined the machines closely, trying to decipher their purpose. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from behind them. The crew jumped, hearts racing. "What was that?" Sarah gasped, her eyes wide with fear. Davis quickly turned. "Everyone back to the entrance," he commanded. But before they could react, the shadows in the room shifted, and the cloaked alien keeper reappeared, blocking their way. "You should not have come here," it warned, its voice deep and resonant. "The knowledge you seek is not for you. You are not ready to face the truth." Davis stepped forward, trying to calm the situation. "We want to help. We want to protect the galaxy, not destroy it," he insisted. "If there are threats, we need to know about them." The alien shook its head. "You think you can control this power? You are like children playing with fire. The Council has hidden many things from you. Their greed blinds them." Davis felt a knot tighten in his stomach. "What do you mean? What are they hiding?" he demanded, sensing the urgency in the air. The alien paused, its eyes narrowing. "You must listen closely. There are forces at work that wish to control all resources. They will do anything to keep their power. If they learn you have this technology, they will come for you. They will not stop until they have it." As the alien spoke, the crew exchanged worried glances. The weight of the situation pressed down on them like a heavy blanket. "What should we do?" Sarah asked, her voice barely above a whisper. "First, we must hide what we have discovered," Davis replied, thinking quickly. "We can't let the Council know everything. We need to gather more information and prepare for the worst." Suddenly, alarms blared throughout the chamber. Red lights flashed, and the machines began to overload. "What's happening?" one crew member shouted, panic rising in their voices. "It's the technology!" Sarah yelled, scrambling to find a way to shut it down. "We need to stabilize it or it will explode." Davis rushed to her side. "I'll help you. Everyone else, stay back." The crew quickly moved away as Davis and Sarah worked furiously to understand the controls. Come on, Sarah muttered, her fingers flying over the buttons. The room shook as the energy surged. "We need to divert the power." As they struggled with the controls, the alien keeper watched silently, its expression unreadable. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Sarah found the right switch. "I think I did it!" she exclaimed, relief flooding her voice. The alarm slowly stopped, and the lights returned to normal. The crew breathed a collective sigh of relief, but the tension lingered in the air. Davis turned to the alien. "What happens now? Are we safe?" "For now, yes," the keeper replied, its voice calm but firm. "But the Council will sense the disturbance. You must leave this place and be cautious. The true danger is just beginning." As they exited the chamber, Davis felt a mix of hope and dread. They had survived this encounter, but they knew they were now entangled in a much larger conflict. The path ahead was uncertain, and the stakes had never been higher. "Let's get back to the ship," Davis said, leading the way. "We need to come up with a plan." The crew followed him, their minds racing with thoughts of the alien's warning. They knew they were standing on the edge of a great mystery, and the tension between them and the Council was only just beginning.